friends. Shonies, hello. New starting student screen? Yeah, I got a few more pixel art from 1041. You. Ru MC, hello. Quappa, 27 months. Thank you. Look who is here. Can you tell? Kiwi is here. Say hi, Kiwi. You have something to say to the camera? Or to the people? Shiny thing, hello. Conan, ODM, hello. Oldster, hi. Prime, hello. Okay, he wants to get off. Alright. Are you gonna go, Kiwi? Oh, I guess he's staying. How's everybody doing? Okay, you can talk to the people. Not your desk anymore. It's Kiwi's. It's never been mine. Never been mine. It's always been his. Although he doesn't chill here as much. He has his little nooks that he likes. Lately, he's been sleeping in the closet because it got a little warmer. So I think he's just trying to cool off. And then he's been also sleeping at his nook. He has a little nook in the room that he has like a few blankets on that he really likes using. Mr. Harsha, hello. Plastic Bits, hello. Y'all meet, hello. How's it going? How are y'all? Smoking some bunny eggs this holiday? Wow. Whoa. Mr. Koopa with the West Texas savagery over here. Couple, how are you? Are you coming to KeyCon? Have you decided yet, couple? Come to KeyCon. Come to KeyCon. Everyone's Easter wish is that couple shows up to KeyCon. I cannot, Diego. Please, you're not that busy. All you have to do is unplug yourself from the server rack and then attend. Easy peasy. I have a Boomy Proto. Curious how the final one is gonna build. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. I hadn't seen the Protos before, so I'm kind of excited to try this out. Oh my gosh, Kiwi, you're shedding so much fur. Okay. Alright, well, if you're curious about the build, Kiwi, you can stay. I'm sorry. Sad. Kiwi will be sad. Alrighty. So I haven't decided what plate I'm gonna use, but let's get the parts out first. So let's go over the accessories first. So I don't know what's in here. Looks like a screwdriver. That's nice. Ooh, it's metal too. Metal screwdriver. They include it. I believe this is the mounting. This is like an O-ring. Basically, like it's kind of similar to. There's like little O-rings for the mounting, and then we have these bump-ons, I think. And then, oh no, these are the bump-ons. Have an extra screw bit over here. Bump-ons. We have an extra screw here. Okay, we have these little strips. I think those are part of for the bottom. Okay. Yeah, screws. Okay, so that's the accessories bag. Just gonna put them here. And then Yeah, this is using there were some changes, I believe. And then we have, wow, several plates. We have polycarb. We have, I think that's red aluminum. And oh, I guess I thought we only had 2. I guess we have 3. Is this? I'm not sure. What is this? Is this carbon fiber, perhaps? Yes, it's carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. So there's carbon fiber, PC, and alu. Oh, okay. Bye, Kiwi. He wants to leave. Okay, it looks like those small screws were for the daughter board, because I think they're daughter board M2s. And then here we have, oh, you didn't leave. Hi, welcome back. And then we have our hot swap PCB. No flex cuts, just good old hot swap. We have a, I guess, fixed bottom row. And then we have ISO and regular shift. We have stepped and regular caps lock, ISO and regular enter, and as well as split and regular backspace and right shift. So there's our PCB. We'll decide on which plate to use shortly. And over here we have the case. Alright, so the case, we got a, I think this is supposed to be the light green, but this is a green case. So we got a nice green colored case. I mean, yeah. You got the China exclusive colorway? Oh, interesting. I was asked which color, and I said, the light green looks nice, and they're like, okay. So I was like, okay, great, thanks. so I suppose that was what was sent. Well, I did give like a list of 3 choices, but I think I put the green one on top. I was like, oh, whichever of these is fine. But yeah, I did not know it was the exclusive colorway. I was not aware at the point in time. Well, that's neat. All right, so we have a sandblasted copper weight. I have no idea why it says. Does it say boob on the corner of the case? Why does it say boob? The corner of the case. People call it Boomerang all the time. Oh, I see. Okay, that's so random. That's truly random. Okay, well, that's neat. Neat little history. So let's put the bump-ons on now so that I don't forget later. Cause it's the Boomerang. Ah, oh, ooh, okay. It's my fault for not knowing the full lore. It's a cool layout though. So this layout is sort of more similar to the. I feel like some people said it was like the Atria. Some people say it was like the FLX Virgo, which is sort of like what Laminar wanted to go for. It's something that was like the FLX Virgo, but without the large size of a TKL that's split, essentially. And you still get a macro cluster on the left, so if you do miss kind of like your 65% like functions, you can always map them there if you want. Okay, I shall cover the boob. Sorry. Okay. What are these for? Are these for the interior? These black strips. I'll have to look at the page real quick. Yeah, so these are the O-ring gaskets. What are these? Force brake? Oh, okay, so it's inside of the case. Alright, cool. I guess we can add them in if we need it. Alright. For now, that's what we have. So I can show you guys what the case looks like. But it is indeed heavy. Spicy miso. Hello. We have a sneak kind of like laser engraving over there. On the inside, we have this through weight made out of copper that kind of goes all the way through like that. So it kind of lines the whole bottom, or like a good chunk of the bottom, and then to the top. Have many bolts that attach that. And then basically it's going to be a centered USB port over there. Looks like that. I guess I can open it up to show you what the internals look like. Just use the screwdriver that's provided here, right? We have not decided on what plate to use yet, though. Okay. So let's take a look at the inside. So that's the exterior, and then the interior part. We have, so as Laminar did say, we have these side little kind of like areas where this can go for force brake if you wanted. But otherwise, basically, it's sort of similar to the F1 in the sense that you get, you kind of get a way to line this with like O-ring, right? So it sort of like lines the top and bottom like that, the long portion. So there's 4 long portions that line that. So it's kind of like O-ring mount. And then yeah, and then on this part, let's just make sure the screws come out and don't get lost. Oh, who's raiding? Oh, Marshmallows. Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, raiders. How are you all doing? Vinny. Hello. Snoopy. Hi. Long time no see, Sonny. Yeah, long time no see, dude. I totally didn't see you like twice last week. Long time no see. So that's what the internal side of the Boomerang looks like. Again, kind of has the channels for that O-ring, and then channels for this force brake part to also go in. But you know, rather simple on the inside, but looks very chunky and heavy. So it's pretty nice looking, yeah. Boomy kind of sassy. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I see that it pretty much would be self-aligning after you put the O-rings, but when you don't have any of the plates mounting stuff, it kind of just lies on top like that. I can show how much it weighs actually, I guess, if people are curious of the weight. Heavy. Let's let it reset. Hello, can you tear already? There we go. Alright, so in pounds and ounces without a plate or any build, it's about 5 pounds and 7 ounces, which in grams is about 2.5 kilos. So quite heavy already without even building. So I think, you know, give or take, once you add all the build stuff, you know, you're probably nearing over 3 kilos, so it's just quite heavy. So yeah, it's a pretty hefty case over here. Just gonna put this on the side for a sec. And I guess we should decide on what plate to build with. So I did see that Alex Otos built the Boomerang as well recently. Alex built his with HMX switches on a, I'm gonna say carbon fiber plate. And then he did an alu build, but I'm not sure what switches he was using. I didn't get to catch the stream, so I actually didn't see what switches it was the last stream that he did. He did like 2 builds for that. So today I got some MX Blacks, per suggestion of Laminar and a few other people who actually want to see it with MX Blacks. There were like a few people who were asking like, oh, are you gonna be building with MX Blacks? I was like, well, I'm not sure. And then I did find some MX Blacks around, so I was like, okay, why not? So I do have 3 different plates. I have PC, alu, and carbon fiber. Feeling daring with the switch choice? Yeah, whew, that was so difficult. It was like so hard to choose these switches. I've never seen these switches. It's like brand new switches, you know, totally released in 2000 in the big 2.5. Yeah. Also, happy Easter and happy 420, I guess, for those who partake. Yes, these are MX2As. Yes, these are MX2As. I just lubed them with 205 and put spring swap and switch films, like TX films. So that's what we have today. I guess I'll go ahead and do a quick poll for the plate type. So plate with MX2A black. So it's PC. I'll say polycarb, carbon fiber, and aluminum. I'll let you guys pick. This really sounds great. Yeah, it's plateless MX Browns. This one, pretty nice. It's a proto. It's the one that I built back when the content streams were coming up. So yeah. I think when it comes to MX Blacks, I personally think Alu and PC tend to sound pretty solid. I mean, they're very different sound actually. Carbon fiber, I don't tend to build with carbon fiber as often, but also an interesting material, kind of similar to Alu actually, but it will probably sound a little bit different. But stiffness wise, like it can depend on the tool and the type of carbon fiber. But usually hardness wise, like it's closer to some of the metals than some of the plastics. It looks like the vote is leaning towards alu, so I'll slowly start prepping towards that. I got a Lily extra, but no extra, so picking switches is gonna be tough. Oh, you think so? Oh, no extra PCB. Oh, I see. Oh, the vote towards polycarb is actually kind of leaning towards it too. I'm seeing people lean towards polycarb as well. Oh, look at that, 4-5 right now. Pretty close. We'll see, I guess. I'll wait for the vote to finalize, if so. No extra PCB. Got it. Need some water. Kind of thirsty. All right. Oh, same votes? Oh, shoot. Okay. Guess we flipping a coin? All right, we're flipping a coin, I guess. All right, flip a coin it is. Where is my coin flip thingy? Do I have a coin flip on this? Coin flip. Pick. I don't know what the command is for random. Random? Pick? I don't know. No idea. Or roll? I don't know. Okay, I'll just do it on the browser. It's easier. Where's my... Okay, so let's see. Coin toss. All right, so heads, Alu, tails, PC. Boom. And it's tails. All right, PC sounds good to me. I don't mind PC. So both of them are pretty solid choices for me, at least for MX Box. So let's go with PC. All right, PC. Roll D2? I do wonder if that would work, like exclamation roll D2 or something like that. Nope, I guess not. Okay, I don't know what the function is for the current bot. Maybe the bot doesn't have RNG commands. It's fine. It's all good. All right, so let's do PC with MX Blacks. All right, so for stabs, let me see. Shift, space keys, enter. I think I'll do full backspace today. So 5 stabs. I think I put 5 earlier, but let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, I have enough here. And then I need to clip these. All right. If you throw the boomerang hard enough, it doesn't come back straight away. Goes to Australia, bongs drama in the head, and then comes back. That would be crazy. That's some crazy. That's some crazy inertia to make it all the way down there and then somehow manage to come back. Also, that's some strong karma. It would be nice if it bonked a few other people too, like Okonomiyaki and maybe Zondat and Jax and Ivan and a few other people. Okay, so we're here clipping our stabs. Too many to list. It's really unfortunate, huh? Like, what the heck is going on, man? I mean, well, what the heck happened there? Like, all these people truly condemning stuff. Like, I'm laughing about it, but it's just sad. Really hope for no more of these incidents. Really tragic. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and lube our stabs and do the rest of this. Got our 205. I got a new brush from Swag Keys, or rather from Bowl, but who got them from Swag Keys. So that's nice. Oh, Kiwi. Kiwi says it's time for dinner. Yep. Can you hear that? It's Kiwi asking for dinner. Time for dinner. So when it comes to cherry stabs, I just very lightly lube on the housing, just tiny bit. And then I do inserts and wire. But on the insert, it's just the inside part of the part that touches the wire. The rest doesn't really get any lube. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. How's your Easter and such been? If you guys celebrate it. If you don't, how's your week been? How's your weekend been so far? We actually we recently picked up a pizza oven from the neighborhood Buy Nothings group. And so today we actually made our first like homemade pizza. I mean, well, technically we didn't do the dough ourselves. We just went to TJ's, Trader Joe's, and got their pre-made dough, which is really good too. All you need to do is just knead it into the shape and then add all the ingredients and stuff. But super solid, super good. What brand? It's just a Breville, like the Breville pizza oven with the stone inside. It's just like one of those simple ones, but it works. We don't have a toaster oven. Like we used to have a toaster oven, but it broke actually. So before we would just use that, but this Breville one is, I mean, for something that is free and old, it worked pretty well. So pretty exciting because, you know, being able to make it at home is kind of nice. We of course have like a regular oven too, but yeah, it's just convenient. It's just the convenience. We put some, you know, a couple of different types of cheeses. Obviously, like, you know, sauce, tomato sauce. Had some pepperoni, onions, garlic, mushroom, and I think we topped it with some arugula. It's pretty solid. Now you can put stoner toppings on there, like samgyeopsal. Oh, actually, we saw that. I was like, dude, maybe you should just put like pancetta. And yeah, like samgyeopsal, like pork belly. Nice thick and fatty type of meat. Kiwi says it's time to eat. Kiwi says it's time to eat. No, don't bring him here. It's time to eat. Gotta lube the wire now. Okay. Oh, I think this is my first stream of this week because it's been like so busy at work this past week. We recently had like our, so like at our company we do like these like quarterly type of meetings, and they gave us like 1 week notice for this, which kind of sucked because we had like other things scheduled for the rest of the week. So it was like doing all that on top of this big meeting was pain. I had like no time for anything keyboard related. Fortunately, that went fine. But mildly distraught at the fact that they scheduled this with like not enough in advance. Wires. Who's that? Latam Keys. Hey, thank you for the 36. Thank you. How are you doing, my friend? Throw the board? Only if I had an Alice to throw it onto. Hunt with it? You know, a crazy thing, when you got into hobby in 2020, I watched your streams while studying. Oh, yeah, were you back in school back then? Do you work now, Laminar? Now you're building a board of mine? Time flies, huh? 2020 feels like not that long ago, but it's already 5 years now. It's kind of crazy. I don't really feel much different from when I was in 2020, at least. Oh, I mean, life-wise, I guess I'm in a different place now, but time-wise, it feels a lot shorter. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. But yeah, I guess I've done a lot in that time myself. Lamb, I'm not gonna lie, there was this time you were like, how do I reach Teja? Because I was like, I think I was like moderator of Nathan's server at some point. And I think I was like not set to offline, so people would like DM me with like, how do I reach Teja? And I'm like, I have no idea, dude. Like, good luck. You can email him and message him, but if he responds, then good luck. I remember you were one of the people who like asked me like, how do I contact him? I was like, I have no idea. He won't respond to anyone. You're an engineer in the US. Back then you were in Spain. Oh, cool. Very nice. I see. I didn't know you were in the US now. Oh, that's cool. Well, congrats, congrats, fellow engineer. Although I do believe we work in different fields. So where in the U.S. are you? Like East Coast, West Coast? I thought you were still in Spain, so when I like messaged you, I thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, there's a time difference, so it's like nighttime over there. But that's cool. I currently reside in Spain without the S pain. Rip. I'm sorry, Snoopy. East? You too, right? Yeah, I'm in the East Coast. Yeah. I mean, I'm in New York. So, East Coast, alright. Alright, I think I'm done lubing those, but I have to retouch based on how it goes. Based East Coast gang, yeah. I've been here in the East Coast for quite some time now. I mean, I moved to the States like back in like 2011, and I've been in the East Coast since. Basically, I mean, I had some work in the West Coast one time, but it was temporary, so it was not like I never moved to the West Coast. I did have a couple of opportunities that potentially could have landed me places in the West Coast, but ended up not happening, or ended up choosing otherwise. Rather, ended up choosing places like up here in New York, or like yeah, other spots, but basically all along the East Coast. I was in DC for a bit. Nico, hello. Nico got hello. How's it going? Good to see you. You know what? I'll be right back. I have this like small injury on my finger, but like, just doesn't look pretty. So I'm just gonna put a band-aid on it. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just passing by to say hi before going to bed. Oh, well, thank you. And hello. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Let's keep putting these switches on. Did I bend that pin? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I did. I imagine it might be a quiet stream as it's Easter today. And it's also 4:20 for the stoners out there. For those who partake. And it's a Sunday. Probably test the stabs now. Just kind of put it on switches, but I should probably test them before. Keep going. Let's go ahead and do that. Got some switches from KNC and some of the legs were getting ripped off and staying in the PCB. Wow, that's a first. I don't think I've heard of legs getting actually ripped off and staying in the PCB. Or do they have like extra thickness to them, or what's the deal? That's crazy. That's a first, actually. I don't think I've heard of that before. Excess material? Huh. Wild. Okay, sounds like a cherry switch. I mean cherry stab. A little bit more loop though, the wire, just a tiny bit. And I think it's 225 and 275. Right. Do you have a Spotify playlist? Yeah, I do. You mean for like the one that's currently playing? Yeah. Actually, the current playlist was made by someone in my server. I can copy the link for it. Here. bent pin. I put this pin here. So good. It's a good playlist, yeah. It's pretty chill. Good old city pop and this kitty's still nibbling on his food. What do you think of the new wave of no lube, no film cherry switches? New wave? I mean, you mean the people who are willing to do that? Who are willing to do no lube, no film cherry? I'm personally not a fan, but I've heard of people doing that. I've heard of people doing like stock MX Browns on like boards and stuff. I've heard of it. Not a big wave, but a wave nonetheless. I'm not a huge fan. I can't stand the stock spring in the first place, but also, well, actually, so I'm not opposed to no film if you don't open the switch, but what I don't like about no film cherry switches is that after you do open them up for any kind of modding, the housings do get kind of loose. So I'm not a huge fan of no film cherry switches if that's the case. You know what I mean? It just kind of bothers me, I guess. I do no film cherry switches? Wow. I mean, I respect it, but not my thing. Gotta be honest. Not my thing. But yeah, I've seen people say about, like, talk about it. No, I just can't stand the spring either, especially. So it's like, maybe, yeah, you do a spring swap. I think it could be tolerable, but yeah, it's not a. Definitely feel like you're essentially, if the cherry switch, like lubed and filmed and whatever, spring swap and whatever, can be like a can be your 10 of a 10 experience. I feel like you're just self-capping yourself. Like, you know, you're just capping yourself at like a solid 7 by choosing not to do all that, or even a 6. Like, assuming you're tolerant of like stock-ish feel and sound. It's like just kind of self-inflicted harm almost. Just not nice. Was thinking of doing dry browns on PP per cloud line, but I would still spring swap on film. Okay. I think that's fine. I mean, dry switches are honestly okay if you like the sound of it. I personally don't love the sound myself, so that's why I don't like about it. But spring swap on film, I feel like it's like a necessity, at least for me. I just can't imagine ever opening the switch up and closing it back up and not doing switch films. Like, why did I go through the effort of not doing that, right? So yeah. And then lube, I mean, I just prefer lubed cherry, but yeah. Some people are going for that like extra sort of stock, plasticky, more plasticky, more like dry sounding typing. I do know people who really like that like extra scratch, extra scratch, extra dry type of switch. I think that's cool. Hello there, Funky. Hello. Are you going to get Hyperbeige? I'm not sure. Not sure. I kind of like it more than the original. I can't say that. I cannot say I like it better than the original. I like it. I think it's fun. I cannot agree that it's better than the original, or like that I like it better than the original. Actually, that I actually cannot agree with myself. That said, did people here get Prussian Blue? I heard Prussian Blue was kind of struggling. Definitely didn't help that Kanekis did have to raise their prices just in defense of the tariff situation, but I'm not sure how that's gonna pan out. Beige variants are so hit and miss for me. Yeah, that's fair. Do you like sub-legended stuff, Kupo? Like retro Zuian type of deal? Sub Legends? Yeah, Sub Legends. Sorry, I was jamming. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Sub Legends. Like yeah, like retro Zuian and like similar vibes. I find warm colors work better on a lot more boards. Oh, this is true. That's actually a very true statement. Warm colors do work better on most boards, in my opinion. I would agree with that. They tend to work better. Just like why Dolce and like beige can work really well on so many things, right? It's in the alpha base color that does it for me. Oh. Isn't the alpha, so the alpha base color for that set hyper beige, right? This is hyper beige. Let me pull that up. Hyper beige, like GMK hyper beige. So like the alpha color is what? What colors is this using? Is this using like L9 and purple? L9, is this L9 and purple? Is that what it was? I forget. Let's see. Where's the colors? Yeah, it's L9 and DY. Yeah, so this is the reason this looks also good to me that I'm familiar with is because Analog Dreams was like this. Analog Dreams is basically like this. L9 and DY, right? Analog Dreams. Yeah. Alpha base color is L9 and everything is Pantone, but you know, that's why. It's like a familiar combo. It's gonna look good. L9 and purple looks good. So yeah, Analog Dreams and Hyper Beige have that same vibe with the alphas. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna work. It's gonna look nice. All right. So I just put on all the switches. So let's see. What's next? These O-rings, right? Do these O-rings just go around? Is that how it goes? Just wrap them around the tabs. Yeah, okay. It's kind of similar to the... Did the doll do this? Yeah, I think the doll did it, but that was a PCB. Alright, so simple as this. One thing to just kind of... What I like doing is just making sure that the stretch is kind of like even. Okay, so we got 4 of these. Oops, that didn't actually clasp onto the plate perfectly. There we go. Making sure the O-ring doesn't get like caught in between things and or like get twisted. Hi, I think your keyboard's bent. Yeah, I accidentally got too mad at something and just bent it up. I think yours is bent too, Pontus. It's like you bent it upward somehow. The 21XX. What happened? Analog Dreams is so nostalgic for me. Different era. Yeah, different era for sure. Analog Dreams ran in what, 2000 and I don't know, 19? When did it run? It was a while back. Yeah, 2019. It was the IC for Analog Dreams R1. Yeah, the kit looks very different since then. For sure. For sure. Like, you throw it on your sofa and it got bent like this after hitting another one? Yeah, familiar story, right? Why is there a snake on the inside? That's a good question. Why is there a snake on the inside? I'm afraid we may have peaked with Analog Dreams. It's a great set. I have to say, it's I love P-weight sets. I think they're fantastic. Inspired by Alex Otos' desk. Hashtag bent. Holy moly, that's just ouch. Wow. It was a Chinese exclusive colorway, so it was for the Year of the Snake. Ah, okay, okay. Very cool. I did not know that. I did not know that. Well, that's neat. Okay, so the question is, do I do this force break thing? Might as well, right? I mean, it doesn't even hurt. It's just there. I literally just have to put it on and that's it. So easy. Well, there's like kiwi fur mixed in, but you know. All right. There, just to give the screws a little bit more resistance. That's fair, yeah. And I know what you mean. Alright, put that on. Simple enough. This build is super easy. Super easy. Alright, PC and MX Blacks. Looks good. Alright. Just like that. Self-aligns because of the O-ring. Sorry, just like a bunch of fur here because Q was sitting. Okay, so let's see. This small screw goes in the front, I think. And these have different lengths, don't they? These are... No, wait, these are different lengths, yeah. Okay. Should be pretty obvious by the length of the screw. So these are the same length. And then these are the 4 long ones, which I think go in the corners. Alright, great. Screws are a bit of a mess. I found that if there was too much thread engagement, ping went crazy. That's fair. I mean, you do what you need to do. if you're the designer and you find that something works, then you know, stick to it. I don't think that's a problem. All right, let's start from the center and do like sort of opposites. Wait. No, this doesn't. I think this goes in the front. Or does it? No, wait, that engaged them, right? Yeah. You should teach Alex that trick of checking screw lengths. Wow, got a lot of Alex slander over here. Well, threads can be problematic if, I mean, I guess everything kind of factors in, is what I would say, you know? All right. Hot take, I love Alex. Oh, I love Alex too. I think he's great. I think he's super hardworking. Honestly, very, very hardworking. It's kind of impressive how much he works. But, you know, Alex just does a lot. Alright, so that's pretty much done. Oh, super fast. Nice and easy. Can't wait to build my Boomerang. Such a pretty board. I'm either getting my switches next week or some pirates have some free B-Sun switches. Fair. Alright. You know, when I saw this green board, I thought of GMK Dandy. I just kind of like the slight bit of contrast we could have. So I thought of GMK Dandy, but I don't know if you guys are opposed to the idea. That's chill. That's fine. Fine by me. Dandy 100%. All right, cool. If you guys are cool with it, then I literally have it right here. So let's do it. Light base. Oh, I don't have light base. I only have the green base. No, it's the green one. It's the green one. Boo. Yeah, I didn't buy the green one because I mean the white one, because so the cream one I didn't buy because I have well, like I wasn't interested in the cream one, I guess is what I would say, because I have you know what that said, what is it called? Triumph Adler Royal Alpha. Triumph Adler. Wait, don't open that. It's the last set space cables ever delivered. It will be worth millions one day. Oh, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Yay. Alright. Oh, I need to get space bars. I have them somewhere. I can go get them. Did you get this from Space, by the way? No, I got it from Omnitype. I thought Space didn't deliver this one. I thought they delivered like 2 sets. Well, that's 2 is basically equal to 0 in that particular case. Yeah, this is a different green from the dark green. I think. Or like, yeah, like from the other green. There's like 2 greens, right? Lamb. So this unit is from the Chinese buy. The matching is actually pretty good. I think it's not even matched. It's like there's just like enough contrast between the dark tone of the board and the lighter tone of the caps, which is what I like. I think it looks good like this. Oh yeah, R2 also has the R5 mods, which is kind of cool. Big fan of R5. I'm also colorblind as hell, so when I pick colors, I just fuck around with my Pantone bug. But Pantones are hard to match. You know this, right, Lamb? Pantones are hard to work with. They're great colors though. They're great swatches, but you know, a lot of things they're kind of hard to work with. I don't know. You could throw a Pantone color, Anna. You can get your best approximation at it, yeah. Wait, what mods do we have here? That looks like a 1.5, right? Let me look at the bottom row here. Where's the page for the Boomerang? Yeah, 1.5s. Okay. 1.5s. 1.5, and then space bars, which I need to get, and then caps lock. So I'll just throw the regular escape on it. Oops. Put some margins on the left, and then the right, I think I have the same, right? So this, and let's see, shift Fn. That's a 1.5. What should I put here? It's a 1 year, I guess. I can just put another Fn here. R5. Cool. All right, sweet. And I just need to get the space bars, right? And I'll be right back. Let me just go get those space bars, right? So this is working, right? Just need to double check. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Let me get these kits. I'll be RB. I'll bring some artisans too while I'm at it. Okay, I'm back with space bars. So 275U and 225. I found a novelty, so I'm gonna put that on instead of this, just for fun. That looks cute. And some artisans I saved over here. Got a little gradient of green, not quite the match, but they're fun. Going from something darker. Oh wait, man, this is kind of tight feeling. Anui, why are they so tight? Oh, I see. This stem is like not perfectly flushed out. He did say these were like protos, I guess. Damn it. I know he made this cap too. I need to like shave a little bit on the inside. Okay, maybe I'll just get a different cap. Different cap. I'll get this one. And then more green. More green. And more green. Alright. Alrighty. Actually, I'm not sure I like that one. Maybe I'll put a different one. This one. Alright, there it is. Oh yeah, the one right here. Right here. That would work too, actually, yeah. I think this is good. This is actually pretty good. All right, let's see. Let's try typing on this, shall we? And let's you can take a look at it from the side if you want to see it from the side. So I think one thing I can say right away is that this board chunky. The front height is on the taller side, for sure. It's on the taller side on the front height, I think, right? This one is not perfectly straight. There you go. But yeah, it looks good though. It's a nice looking board. Well, front height usually for me is not an issue because I just hover. But for some people who are sensitive to it, you might find it a little bit on the taller side. All right, let me do some. Let me adjust the mic over here. Okay. All right. Why we made a race dress, but then the tariffs kind of blow my plans. Oh, rip. Sorry to hear that. Womp womp. Tariffs. It is nice hobbying with you all. Yeah. Okay, let's try this out. So we have, let me just make sure everything is good. That's just FN, right? Okay, cool. All right. Let's try this out. Let's see, where's my monkey type thingy? All right. I think we're ready to go. So right now we have the Laminar Designs Boomerang. This was a pretty quick build. Oh, alright, thanks Hot Swap. And not to mention the assembly itself is super easy. Literally just pop up those, put the little O-rings on, put it on the case, connect your JST cable, and close it up. Super easy, super easy to build. This is a Boomerang board. And so yeah, we have MX blacks, MX2A black switches, Lube with 205, spring swapped, and with switch films on a polycarbonate plate. And this is currently, yeah, that's about it, I guess. Polycarbonate plate. That's like this like O-ring mount, kind of similar to the F1, but just like full O-rings that go around tabs. And we have GMK Dandy for the key set. This is the light green color from the Chinese exclusive run for the Boomerang. But anyhow, let's try it out. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. 1 second. Damn it. God damn. I jinxed myself. Okay. Alright. Alright. There we go. Sounds good, but imagine Alu and MX blacks. standard case. Yeah, it sounds good. I do hear some resonance in the case though. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. It's not too strong actually, but I do hear some of the like echoing in the case as well. But it's not bad. Actually, it's kind of pleasant. And as for the typing feel, it's actually not that it's not like super flexy or anything. It's actually kind of on the fairly sturdy side. It's sturdy, but because we're using a plastic plate and because we do have some gaskets here, like it still does have some give. So, but I would not call this bouncy, flexible, or soft, like very soft. Like it's definitely none of that. It's also not stiff like top mount, but it definitely has a good amount of like sturdiness to it that I would not call this like soft, even with the polycarb plate. So yeah, yeah. So it's like on the firm side of things for typing. All right. So let me go ahead and go through the mods real quick. Got some, yeah, it does have some resonance to it for sure. I think especially on the left side, I hear a little bit more on the left side than the right. But yeah, I don't know, slightly more on the left side than the right. I don't know why exactly. Maybe it's the plate. But I would say it's not unpleasant. I think I hear a lot more with the mic capturing it through my earphones, and then I don't hear as much of it in person. It's not that apparent. So, yeah. I think it's fun. Alu felt really good to me, but not usually a full Alu fan. I see, too stiff maybe, too firm. So what you're saying is when you push down, it doesn't bounce, it returns to you like a boomerang. Nice. You want me to try it with Alu? I can switch it up to Alu if you want. I mean, it's pretty easy, and that was a quick enough build. So like we can switch it up to Alu real quick. We can do that. If you guys want to hear with Alu as well. Alu and MX Blast, right? Classic. So I can just switch it back to this, get rid of that screen for now. Okay, we get a whole new build. I mean, it's hot swap, so it's gonna be pretty quick. So I guess, you know, why not? Not like I have to redo stabs to replace the plate, so yeah. He's not sick of us yet. Although I guess the only thing is, do you have to remove all the caps and stuff too? How much do you tighten the screws? I usually just do it about finger tight for screws. If I over tightening tends to make it worse, because whenever you have case resonance, you increase surface contact between the pieces if you're tightening too much. So I usually just go about, as soon as I hit resistance to the turn, that's when I stop. Usually. Diego, how do you go about learning Spanish? You see, when you are born in a Spanish-speaking country, and everybody outside of home talks to you in Spanish, you basically have to learn Spanish. So that's kind of how I learned Spanish. I lived in Mexico for like 18 years of my life, and so I inevitably had to learn it. It was simply part of my life. And I'm not kidding. Just kind of how it went. Sink or swim. Yeah, I guess. More so, I mean, you know, it's just part of life. What do you count as resistance? For me, I feel like there's a small resistance that starts first, and then a second time I stop at the second. I would say it's the point where it's like a slight turn. Still, if it still turns it, then I'll like do a little bit. But then it's like there's like yeah, you're right. Like there's like a ramp up in the amount of resistance it gives you to the turn. That's when you should be stopping, in my opinion. But usually it's like, it's, you know the thread's engaged, so you are all you're doing is just making sure that the screw goes all the way, like, you know, towards the edge, like where the screw can go to, and then you stop, right? But yeah, usually I don't tighten all the way to like the point I cannot simply physically turn it. That's too much. IMO. Diego, you're Mexican, as Chavela Vargas said. Los mexicanos nacemos donde nos da la rechingada gana. That's exactly right. I was born wherever the fuck I want to or wanted to, I guess. As a kid, yes, indeed, I was indeed born Mexican, so you know, I embrace it. Alright, let's go ahead and rebuild this. At least we don't have to touch stabs at all. So it'll be a quick rebuild. We'll be doing alu this time. I was born in Mexico City. Did not know Diego was Mexican. Oh, really? Cool. Oh, you were born in Mexico City. I was born in Guadalajara. But I didn't live there for too long. I lived in Mexico City for quite some time, actually. So I was born in Guadalajara, and then I moved to Mexico City. I moved a little bit further a few times. I was in Merida a little bit. I was in Mexico City for a little bit, and then I moved to León. I lived in León for a long time. León, Guanajuato. Actually, I was talking to, you know, Vijesu, right? Designer of GMK Mictlan. He lived like a neighborhood away from me. We actually were in the same city, same place, same area around the same time. We're like pretty close in age too, I believe. So yeah, like we actually probably have mutual friends if we look closely. But yeah, I lived in León for a long time, and then I moved to Mexico City again when I was going to, around the time I was going to high school. It's like late in middle school, I would say. And then was in Mexico City until I finished high school, and then I moved to the US. For uni. But yeah, long journey, but moved around a lot as a kid. We had to move because my parents worked and stuff, and so it was I hate moving, actually. It's a strong feeling, but I absolutely despise moving. Like moving in both on the emotional and the physical and the whatever, like every single possible way, like, you know, every single possible thing about moving I hate. I despise moving with a passion. It's horrible. I hate moving. But you know, you gotta move when you gotta move. Diego is a UN mascot. Yeah, I mean, when you move like over, you know, 10 times in your life, it's just too much. I know people who do it even more, like, you know, like, yeah, and then you know, I went to uni, and then when I was in university, like in college, I had to move like every year, and then after that, move every year basically too. If you're renting, if your living situation changes, gotta move every year, every other year. It fucking sucks, dude. I just hate moving. Alright. So it should be pretty fast. The easy thing about rebuilding in hot swap the second time is that the hot swap sockets have already been used once. It's a little bit easier, and also the like the pins are straight, assuming you didn't bend them on in the process of taking them out. But if you're using the same switches, it's really fast. typically. Sometimes they do bend a little, but yeah, like this one. Yeah, right, should be quick. Move 14 times. That's a lot. That's a lot, dude. Mexico, Spain, Canada, Spain, Florida, Spain, Illinois, Ohio. Wow. Ended up in the Midwest, huh? How do you like the Midwest as like a Spanish speaker? I feel like the Midwest is interesting in general. It's like pockets. Midwest is great. Ohio not good. Damn. You should tell P Wade that. Ohio catching strays. Get me out of here, please. Almost 2 years, Mr. Lamp. Thank you. Almost 2 years indeed. 3 months? 3 months is a little after KeyCon. I guess this summer. Nice. I'll see you at KeyCon. Right, Lamp? Melee, hello. China overall. I want to keep my family safe. Yeah. Going to Korea this week? Ooh, have fun. That sounds great. I wonder how the weather in Korea is right now. I mean, it got warm like yesterday, right? Like this weekend has been getting warmer. But I do wonder how it is right now over there in Asia. Probably got warmer around the same time, but I don't know. I already told the Miz that I'm gonna get some museum tickets for her when she gets overstimulated at KeyCon. Yeah. Fair. Is that ice? What are you doing? My partner's being weird. Oh, you're making it. Wow. Sick invite. I miss Korea. Take me back. Korea's fun. See, we're basically done with the rebuild. We get entertained talking about my origin story and a little bit of something else, and we're done. Done rebuilding this. Alu plate done. Now we just pop on these little O-rings, and we just put it into the case. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Watching this on my phone, they low-key look like inks. Nah, no, they're just MX2As. Okay. Flies with Mr. Worldwide. 10 flies with Mr. Worldwide. Isn't that a Pitbull reference? Mr. Worldwide. That classic Pitbull. These guys. Careful putting the artisans on, might snap a leaf. That's fine. You will be fine. All right. Let's. My Leica is supposed to come tomorrow. Okay, Rich. I leave Wednesday, so I'm just hella anxious. Hope it comes before then. Oh, I see. Is it because you wanted to take it on the trip? That's fair. Easter Monday not a holiday for you? It depends which. I feel like it depends which state and what kind of workplace. But I don't think I get Monday off. Or do I? No, I don't think I get Monday off. I'm pretty sure I don't get Monday off. I was like about to check if I do, but I don't think I'm pretty sure I don't. And before, time to check my company form thingy. Here it is. Let's see. Vacation. No, not vacation. Holidays. I don't know where it is. I'm pretty sure I don't get it off though. I don't get Easter, I'm pretty sure. Are you making coffee? Wow. If you hear that grinding sound, that's not me, okay? My partner is making coffee. You know it's like 7 p.m., right? Dangerous game, yeah. Chat agrees. Coffee at this ungodly hour. That's crazy. Coffee counts us down. Makes me eepy. Really? Oh my god, that's so loud. It's okay. You can do whatever you want. I'm still putting keycaps on. It's fine. It's fine. You guys will be fine, right? Yeah, you guys will be fine. I'm still putting caps on. It's okay. That's just the... But yeah, damn. Pulling an espresso shot at this time? It's crazy. Espresso too? Wild? I know. That said, yeah, I don't consume nearly as much caffeine anymore. Espresso has less caffeine than filter. Coming from a coffee nerd, this is a truly an actually moment. Actually, filter has more caffeine. There goes the espresso shot. Don't tell me you're gonna steam milk too. Okay. Alright, folks. This is MX Blacks on Alu. MX Blacks on Alu, ready to go. We had polycarb earlier. Yes, I will turn off the music. And how many times do you have to tear that? Sorry, I'm just giving her so much shit. Alright, so MX Blacks on Alu this time. We have the same exact build, so pretty much just plate replacement and the same keycaps. GMK Dandy R2 and MX Blacks on aluminum, no foam, and cherry clipping stabs, and yeah, lubed MX Blacks. Alright, let's try this out. That should work. Alright. Alright, here we go. Oopsie, I pressed something weird. Let me try that again. There you go. I think there's a bent pin somewhere. Yep. Definitely not my typing. Definitely a bent pin somewhere. I think it's like somewhere here. I think maybe the A. Alright. Can you humor me and try loosening the screws? I could do that. Yeah. Alright. Here are the mods first, and then I'll go ahead and loosen the screws a bit. Here are the mods. Much more classic MX Blacks on Alu sound, right? Better than PC, I think. I think I do like it more than PC. A little bit more solid sounding. So, and definitely a little less resonance on the left side compared to earlier. Maybe it's just less noticeable. Is it more bouncy than PC? No, not really. No, I wouldn't say so. No, like it definitely feels stiffer. Like at least noticeably. I'll loosen these screws as Laminar said. So I'll just do it up to the point where I feel barely any resistance. I'll do it for all of them. And then try that. So if I try typing on this, you know, I'm not gonna plug it in, but just gonna type random stuff. Yeah, I think I hear a little bit more resonance with it too. I think actually I would agree with Frank on that one. I think I hear a little bit more. Maybe I did too loose. I think a little bit tighter is probably better. I use a little too loose. I'm gonna tighten it slightly. It's not even like a quarter of a turn. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, so I think it was too little tension. So now with this, I think it's gonna do a little bit better. So yeah, I think it sounds better though. It sounds, I think I like MX blocks on Lube more than on PC. But I do think PC could sound pretty nice with some tactiles, like some clears or some MX browns could sound really nice. Or even like those like JWK tactiles could be okay on this. Like the pewters or like cotton candy, like those type of switches as well. Yeah. You should have heard some of the early protos. It was like a tin can inside a washing machine. Fair. I think sometimes that does happen with some of these through weight boards, and especially like like splits like this, weirder shapes on the boards can sound a little weird, like enclosure wise. So yeah, but also like this board is like pretty heavy, really heavy. Yeah. Oh, that's heavy. Be careful. And yeah, what keycap set is that? This is GMK Dandy round 2. It's I think currently Omnitype might have it. Still. I think they do, right? GMK Dandy. Oh, they only have novelties and space bars now. Oh, that's too bad. I guess they did actually sell all the base kit. Espresso machine sound test. Yeah, but anyway, pretty nice board. Honestly, I think I dig the layout. It definitely reminds me of the FLX Virgo or the Saber split, the TKL. So it's basically that, but without that extra stuff, like all the Afro and the Nav cluster stuff, like the LZ Ergo, right, as well. They're humongous boards. So this is basically like that, but basically the 60% version of it. So it's pretty sweet. If you like the layout. The bottom like cluster is kind of standard in terms of like 225, 275 split space bars. But I do like kind of this. There's gonna be some people who actually might like this. Like the bottom row specifically, because you kind of do still have your control super and alt or whatever. And then on the right side, I know some people, actually my partner does this, where they like to map the arrows right here at the lower right corner. So you can actually do that on this because you get 1.5s, 1 and 1.5, and then the shift key. But you can actually map the arrow keys here if you really want to do that. But yeah, I think the layout here kind of lends itself to a good amount of flexibility. So it's I think it's pretty nice. Do you say through weight sound more pingy? It kind of depends. I think you just have to prototype things to know how they'll sound. There's no easy way to find out when it comes to cases. There are some through weights that work fine because through weights can be done in many ways, right? Like, so you can imagine. Actually, the phone case is a good example, right? Like the amount of exposed of that metal, right? Like, you know, here I'm this phone case is almost like going from a small area internally, or let's say this is the internal and this is the external part, right? So it's going from like a small area internally to like a large area externally, right? There are some through weights where, for example, it just goes straight, like it's um, like a full area, and it's just like bloop, just like plop in there, 2 screws done, or like 4 screws or whatever done. So it really depends on the case. Like every case is a little bit different, and because how you decide to also fasten that weight will depend on how large that the overlap is for the metal too. So it will change everything, and so yeah, for every single possible case, you have to prototype things. Anyway, I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Lock yourself out. Okay, I'm back. So, in my opinion, if you ever design a keyboard, no way to know how it's gonna sound until you prototype it. You can't really predict it. You just have to, like, yeah, like case resonance will be affected by things like amount of metal to metal contact, like surface area wise, and like where exactly, right? That kind of stuff. If you kind of enclose things where the surface contact is all the way around, like you're essentially creating like a tin can type of enclosure. So you're allowing the sound to just kind of bounce in there nonstop. And so that'll also do something, right? Like, and so you just have to kind of play around with your design and prototype it and see how it sounds. Sometimes the sound just escapes from other places that you don't expect, and so that'll change how the board is. But yeah, this layout is fun. I think it's different from other splits out there. I know we just hit ads for those who are viewing ads right now, but it's a fun layout. So yeah, okay. Someone's asking who's the vendor for the U.S. It was gonna be Click Clack, but tariffs happened and we had to dump the stock on KD Fans. Ah, okay. So KD Fans currently handling all the stock for that, huh? Just go with EC and embrace the hollowness. I would say true. Honestly, I think EC, best cases for EC are just plastic. I personally would be like PC and EC is nice. I mean, after all, they share a C, so why not? That said, I mean, yeah, people are making some cool cases for EC stuff. Like we tried the Serdoya last time, and then the Kaijoy, I guess. And then I saw Lance of Lucas recently put a video on that new Han H2H case or something like that. It was like HKB layout case, kind of like inspired by the studio design, the HKB studio design. That was cool, kind of good price too. But yeah. Funny enough, the bias screw design where you cut away small parts of the top case makes for a weird pingy sound. Noticing the original bias in my own design with the same screws. Exact same sound signature from the center 4 center screws. Oh, interesting. The case aster has EC mounting points. There's a secret Easter egg. That's funny. You wouldn't think small bumps in the case would make such a difference. Yeah, it's keyboard design is weird. It like, how would you actually know that's gonna make a difference until you actually get it in hand and play around with it, and then you iterate over it. It's honestly, it's kind of a, yeah, I guess partly why having experience making stuff for yourself is gonna yield great results in the future, because you kind of have this iterative work and building up on that experience. Yeah, it's easy. Like, I feel like keyboard design is easy in the sense that you always have a very similar, like, you know, you always will need certain things, right? But then when it comes to iteration, it's expensive. You can't just, like, prototyping over and over again is truly so expensive, even though this changes can be so small. So I think that's the challenge of keyboard stuff. Yeah, because you just have to continue to iterate over and over. But yeah, so the person who was asking about the alu being softer, honestly, even with those flex cuts on the tabs, like, cause you know the polycarb plate doesn't have those like slits on the plate, but like the case of the carbon fiber or the aluminum, they do have those like leaf spring like cuts. But frankly, it's quite firm and stiff feeling, so it's not it's not making a huge difference in terms of like how it feels. Like whether it feels like stiff or not, I think it definitely the material alone is doing quite a lot, and so it does feel kind of stiff. Yeah. Type K was expensive because it needed special stock. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to be nerdy about stuff, I'm sure it's a money pit either way, eh? I like stiff but bouncy. Yeah, me too. That's why I like top mount though, because top mount on larger keyboards works really well because you can separate those mounting points a little bit more, and so it's like stiff, but depending on the plate material or whether it's half plate or full plate, that kind of stuff, you can make a big difference in how it feels. So like TKLs and any designs like that, like they do feel nice, like with top mount, even though top mount is supposed to be on the stiffer side. Yeah. Who still uses Hong Tua? Yeah. Top mount has also been done a lot of times. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's one of those things, right? It's a personal preference at the end of the day. Yeah, the referencing a lot of other designs is a huge thing. If you're trying something new and nobody else has done it, or there's two examples out there and you wanna, so because the thing is, you also don't want to step on others, like toes too much, because you want to make something that is different from other people's designs, because you're not copying here, right? You're trying to make something for yourself and for something original, and then at the same time you're using a reference so that you kind of get an idea of what observations they made led to good results. Then you also kind of want to start from that reference point, but then the question is, how much of that reference point do you actually follow? Design is complex, and that's actually a good reason why I didn't engage in design myself, because I didn't want to think about that too much. What's the best sounding 60% in your opinion? That's so hard. It depends on my mood, I think, is pretty much what I have the answer for that. Like, sometimes I want that plateless type of sound, like the Seisero, or like the Doll, or like the Arc 60 sound great plateless, or like that Key Code Zero that I built plateless was pretty nice plateless, but sometimes I don't want that, and I want something with a nice plate. And so, like, for example, I do have like a 356 mini, right? And like that one has like a very like full sandwiched case. It's like this like very full sounding case. Like it's a weird, but it's like kind of like very like compressed sounding, and that sound can be nice at times. But sometimes I kind of get sick of it. It feels a little loud and a little bit like, not sick of it, but like it's like just kind of heavy. It's different from like a plateless sound where you can tell that there's like extra room in the case, and like kind of like this sound of the switches is a little bit more distinct. And so yeah, it kind of depends on my mood. Like this Lily is different too, because right now it's built with like MX Browns. Like when you try tactiles versus linears, that's also so different. It's so hard to say what's the best sounding 60% in my opinion, because you can build them in so many ways. Not to mention like things like layout matter too a little bit. But yeah, like split backspace versus regular, huge difference. Sometimes some boards just sound great with full backspace, and like I can't build them split even if I want to. Like which board? The Gasket 00 back then was like popular, right, when it first came out. That board, it's like kind of like very hollow sounding, but in the very specific configuration, it sounded kind of nice. But it's just kind of like, what are you craving at the moment? It's so hard. It's just, this is why I don't have 1-2 boards and then done, because I just, variety is the spice of life, and I kind of like collecting, and so that was inevitable. But it's part of the enjoyment. Damn, now I want to pull the goose kit again. Yeah, like there's some boards that you just don't use that often, but when you use them and you appreciate like this one very specific thing that you nitpicked out of it that you like about it, you get to enjoy that for a bit and then you swap, right? But that's what we do when it comes to collecting and using boards and stuff. But yeah, anyway, let me show off the Boomerang. I don't want to kind of ramble too much now. Let's show off the Boomerang and show like what the board looks like up close. That's the J80 for me, giant playlist TK. Yes, the J80, the Jur board. Yeah, I like big case, and it kind of like it's just a PCB too. It's just like kind of thin sounding, but sometimes it's just really fun. I agree 100% with Funzy over there. But yeah, this is the Boomerang. There's our alu plate, nice red alu, really sticking over there, showing its face from the top view here. Here with GMK Dandy, this is the light green, I guess China exclusive color, but anyway, Boomerang prototype, very cool. A nice and thick case. So as you can see, the front height of this board is more prominent than some other cases that you might have seen in the past, but pretty nice. Side profile is nice and simple, sleek nonetheless. The kind of copper cut like this makes it look like there is a good amount of space in between, but very, very attractive, very like geometric looking. Sandblasted copper on this one. I think Alex had a raw copper. Quote me if I might be quoting that wrong, but you know, I think Alex got a raw copper weight one. But yeah, this is the design. We have these little sort of like triangular arrow like bump-ons. Kind of interesting, kind of fun shape for the bump-ons. Different from the usual round ones. We have a nice central USB-C port right there. This little cutout in the middle kind of makes it seem like the design sort of curves inward a little bit, like down, like that. Very neat, very nice. And then from the front, it kind of looks more like a standard like Alice layout. Just kind of has his forehead, except the pointy part is just like this one point, right? Like it just kind of curves like a nice fillet there. And then you know you have slightly chamfered edges around the perimeter of the case. You have slightly thicker bezels on the top and bottom, slightly thinner on the left and right compared to those. You have two 1U blockers for the layout there, next to the Alt keys. And then the rest is kind of like a standard 60%. And yeah, so pretty nice board. Honestly, it looks pretty sick. IMO. I am pretty sure my partner's gonna steal this. She took the Alice Duo from me. The moment I was done taking pictures, she was like, "It's mine," and so I have a feeling she will be also taking this away for a bit. She really enjoys her splits, so. Yeah. But yeah, this is a very nice looking split board. If you don't like what the Alice looks like and you do like something more standard looking, but at the same time still having this compact, like rather joint but split clusters, this is pretty nice. And price wise, I think it's really competitive, right? Price wise, let's see. Where is that page? Boomerang. Okay, here. Price starts at 273 US. 273 US. Competitive pricing over here. It goes up a little bit, 288 to 98 if you do patina gray weight, but I mean 270 something. It's really good price for all that you get. So solid price. It's especially, I think now with the hobby where it is and this whole economic situation, I think it's gonna be harder to find, harder to like get good deals, so to speak, for a little bit, and you'll have to consider like the total price of things. But this is priced really well for what it is. That's plus import to US. Yeah, so if you're importing to US, then you would have to pay whatever declaration would be. Yeah, because you don't find out what the import fee is gonna be until it goes through the office, um, like cut through customs basically, and after they actually charge you the duty, you get to know how much that's going to be. I unfortunately don't trust a lot of these shipping companies to give me an accurate estimate of what that is. So, like, if any of you are in Canada and you have used UPS to import anything into Canada, you know that those great people will literally pull a number out of their asses for their brokerage and duty fees. Like, straight up random number generator type of number comes out every time you import anything. You're like, oh yeah, it's a certain percent and a certain percent declared value, and then there's like a brokerage fee or whatever, right? And you can actually get rid of the brokerage fee if you like do it in person, right? Like if you go and pay in person, you ask them to take it off, but it's still like not sufficient. It's just crazy. Anyway, yeah, it's import stuff is it's definitely getting weird with all this, but hopefully things turn out okay at the end of the day. Alas, I think it's a nice board. If you liked it, great, and if you are looking towards it, I think it's a good deal. I think it sounds nice. I think it's a nice feeling too. Kind of it's pretty firm typing feel for sure. The firm typing feel, not too soft. You can always go softer, but it's a firm typing feel, and it's comfy to use. The time of EU customs is now. Let's go. Too bad. EU. I mean, are there any prominent EU-based designers at the moment? It's all weird, but before it was awesome in the US. Yeah, it's true. Me, Funzy. Okay. Didn't only Plaquette XL in recent memory? Isn't Pontus finally putting the 21XX out? Okay, PCB and plate is separate. Thank you. I did not realize that. So PCB and plate is separate. So where's the page for the accessories? Why do they not link the page right at the top, huh? That's kind of obnoxious. Boomerang accessories right here. Okay. Hot saw PCB $42, soldered PCB $36, and plates are $35 each. Okay, so let's say $35 average per component. So $70 on top. So it's $288 or $270 plus like $70, right? So it ends up being like, what's that, like 700, I mean like $350, $360 plus shipping and whatever import fees. So $350, $360 plus import and shipping. It's not bad still. I mean, it's still under 400. That's really good. Back in my day, any kind of weird design like this, easy 450. I don't know, it was so expensive. But that's also because the market was different. Like fewer designs out there too. The Adept 025. Okay. We can go show some support over there. Let me see. back in my day. Okay, boomer moment. All right, folks. I guess I will wrap it up here. But you guys can see the boomerang right here, and its built glory. Looks quite nice. I think it looks spectacular. So if you enjoyed it, I hope you did. But yeah, big thanks to Lam and KVD fans for agreeing to send this over. I had a good deal of fun building this. It's a really sweet board. And yeah. Okay, let's go raid the Adept 025. But if you have any questions, you know, as always, feel free to comment, ask, DM, whatever. I try to answer questions, especially over YouTube comments, IG comments, things like that. I mean, assuming they're not like, what's the best switch for gaming type of deal. But, you know. Wait, is it 025? It's 024. The Adept 024, okay. So, raid. The A was not working. That's why this was not working. Okay. See, I knew there was a switch that wasn't working, and it was a vowel of all letters. It was because there was a bent pin. I knew it. No wonder I was making so many typos. Okay. Raid the Adept 024. Alright, folks. Thank you again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, if it's still the weekend. If it's not, then I hope you guys have a great week. I have another busy week coming up, but I have some exciting builds coming up. So, yeah, come through. Next build, I actually do have a very special build. A friend of mine recently dropped off the mythical OTD 356 CL. Oh, so probably MX Blacks on Alu most likely. So if you want to hear another TKL with MX Blacks on Alu, come through this week. I'm not sure what day exactly. I'm a little busy. Like Tuesday and Wednesday are super booked, so I need to see what my schedule's gonna look like. But yeah, whoa, poggers. Anyway, so a build of that, and I believe the Class 65 V3 should be coming up pretty soon. I just need to receive it and check with the designer what's up, and I'll also be building that pretty shortly. So I'll catch you guys later though. Take it easy. See ya and take care.